Good morning, everyone. I hope you're having a fantastic Monday morning. I'm Mysticle, and today I'll be bringing you the latest in XR news. Today's video is going to be very scrambled. Normally we'd have some sort of theme or something to go along with the video, but today I don't even know what the title is going to be. So as usual, let's just jump straight into the video. So first things first, an interesting piece of news for Rec Room. And Rec Room seems to be garnering a lot of attention. It's like one of the most popular social apps in VR in general, not just on the Quest. So it's going to be interesting to see how this goes, as Rec Room teams up with the NFL for the new virtual merch that features all 32 teams. It's really interesting to see really large companies teaming up with these VR social platforms and like virtual reality in general. And I know that a lot of people are going to jump on this and buy themselves some new virtual merch. Rec Room announced it's partnering up with the National Football League to bring a host of officially licensed virtual merch to the social VR platform. Kicking off today, Rec Room will feature a new NFL pop-up shop where users can buy NFL licensed virtual hoodies and hats, which include all 32 NFL teams. The platform has played host to similar events in the past, with an NBA event last year, bringing the team's jerseys and branded basketballs to the platform. More recently, Rec Room signed a deal with Mysticle to release avatar items on the world of Masters of the Universe. So yeah, they're teaming up with these much larger platforms, but of course the NFL is known by basically everybody. Mysticle, maybe not really, like there would be people that wouldn't know what you were talking about. However, the NFL, even to a person like me who knows nothing about sport and is not interested in sport, I know what the NFL is. So this is a pretty big deal, and I'm happy to see Rec Room partnering up with larger companies like this. Hopefully we get to see more collaborations like this in the future, and not just with Rec Room, but with other apps as well. But yeah, that's really cool. Very excited for that, and let's move on to the next piece of news. Here's a very interesting one. This one actually flew by me. I woke up in the morning, searched up my Google feed, and this showed up. Apparently the Apple VR headset will have displays facing outward to show the user's facial expression. You know, like the thing they were showing off at CES 2023 that could show your eyes on the outside of the headset when you were in AR mode to kind of allow people around you to see your facial expression? That's kind of what I imagine when I see this, and I saw a bunch of different creators showcasing that. It looked really cool. I am so jealous I couldn't go. A substantial new leak to the information both reveals new info and corroborates previously disclosed details about Apple's hotly anticipated mixed reality headset, which is sounding more and more like a device unlike anything we've ever seen before. For one, the report backs up a fascinating previously rumored feature, a large outward-facing display on the front of the headset that will mimic your facial expressions to make you feel less isolated from the real world. Now, that's really interesting. Will the headset show your actual facial expression, like your eyes with the eye tracking cameras facing inward, or will it just be kind of like an emoji to show people how you're feeling? I'm not entirely certain. Either way, that is going to be quite interesting, because all you really need on a headset is eyes, because you have the mouth. So it would be interesting to see whether it's going to be animated eyes on the front of the headset, or whether it's going to pass through your actual eyes, or whether it's going to happen whatsoever. These are all leaks, these are all rumors, and we have no confirmation from Apple on that just yet. Either way, I think it's quite an interesting thing to put a display on the outside of the headset to allow other people to communicate with you. I know a lot of people are going to have split decisions on this. On a standalone headset, it's going to drain battery faster, but others really like that feeling of being able to express yourself to others while still wearing a VR headset. Let me know your opinions on this one down below. I'm really excited to hear about this, since it's not something we've seen before. OpenXR, the open standard for virtual reality that more and more headsets are now using, has a new XR hands package that adds hand tracking via OpenXR. Unity's new package lets developers add hand tracking without using headset-specific SDKs. Previously adding support for controller-free hand tracking on the Quest required importing the Oculus integration. That integration also adds a range of other Quest-specific features, as well as prefabs and samples. But while the Oculus integration is OpenXR-based, its hand tracking uses a proprietary extension and a non-standard hand joint bone arrangement. The XR hand package, currently in preview, supports hand tracking via Unity's standard XR subsystem and OpenXR. That means it works with other standard systems, like the XR interaction toolkit. XR Hands already works with Quest and HoloLens, and Unity plans to add support for other OpenXR headsets with hand tracking. I feel like having these SDKs that work on an open standard is really helpful to developers. Them not having to develop for separate SDKs and just being able to use one and have it work on multiple headsets, I would imagine is a massive help. And I'm saying I would imagine because I'm not a developer. I tried developing maybe once or twice and I sucked at it. Like, it went horribly, horribly wrong. And any SDK and any way in which this can make their job easier, I feel like is just really, really good. Plus, an open standard is always better anyway, because again, it helps the end user. You can have multiple games working on multiple headsets while releasing only one version, which means developers don't need to develop for a certain platform. Like, that could be a turn-off point for the developer. You know, if they have to develop for multiple different platforms, they might just develop for the most popular one and leave the other ones out. While if everything works on one standard, everything works. So this is really exciting, and I'm really looking forward to seeing more open standards show up in the future. Here's one. The US Congress has rejected further Army HoloLens orders after test failures, and work begins on a new version. So I'm not sure if you know this, but the US Army was actually supposed to receive a bunch of HoloLens. However, the US Congress has apparently now rejected that after it has failed field tests revealing issues. Now, the HoloLens I actually got to try out. The HoloLens 2, actually, I believe I got to try out. The field of view on that thing really wasn't amazing. Like, don't get me wrong, it worked nicely, and everything worked the way it should, but the field of view that you had was actually quite narrow, and you could see the outside edges of the screen. IVAS is a heavily modified variant of the HoloLens 2, more ruggedized and housing many more sensors. The field of view was also significantly increased from roughly 40 by 30 to 80 by 40. Okay, so it was quite significantly increased. That's a pretty big deal. That's wider than any other known see-through AR headset on the market, but field testing reportedly revealed mission-affecting physical impairments, including headaches, eye strain, and nausea. Previous evolutions found reliability issues, with essential functions sometimes failing. Eye strain, interesting. I actually have a video on this channel where I want to check out Serial, who are developing the technology of light field that could hopefully stop eye strain and other issues to do with, you know, you looking at a screen that is this close to your eyes, and it looks much more real. In case you want to check out the video, check it out right up here. Here is something quite exciting. The Magic Leap 2 has gained certification so that doctors can use AR during surgery. A lot of people are going to be against this, actually. A lot of people are going to say we shouldn't be using technology or something that can impair our vision during surgery, especially since it's still in its early phase. But I'm going to go ahead and say that anything that can help surgeons, you know, with such delicate organs in our body and fine movements that they need to do with the scalpel and stuff is going to come in really handy, especially if it can tell them, like, here's one organ, here's the other organ, here is, you don't touch that. You get what I'm trying to say. The company first intimated it had pursued IEC 60601-1 certification at SPIE's XR conference in January of 2022. However, the news largely went unreported, since the information was presented in a single slide at the conference. At AMD's CES 2023 keynote, Magic Leap CEO Peggy Johnson confirmed the Magic Leap 2 has indeed obtained that certification for its flagship AR headset. That's a big deal. Having that kind of certification, that must be a massive flex, essentially, for the company to have that kind of certification. Of course, you need to be certified in order to be able to be used in the operating room. You're not just gonna, I don't know, grab a Google Cardboard, slap your phone in, use ARKit or something, and be able to use that in the operating room. No, that's not gonna be accurate enough. However, this here also shows us, the end users, that this device must be really, really accurate. And that's exciting, because that shows us that we are constantly moving forward in the AR space, and it's possible. It's possible to get this accurate. So now we just wait for consumer versions of such devices. And here's our last piece of news. McDonald's launches an AR Lunar New Year campaign. I really like when companies launch these AR campaigns. Just even being able to point your phone at something and see something show up there just on your phone. You don't even need to see it in the real world. Of course, that would be really cool. But even with your phone, being able to see something there in AR show up in the real world, I feel like I could be a person that uses AR in the real world on a daily basis in the future. And I feel like this is just kind of a glimpse at it. And companies creating these fun little things, I think is really cool. As a part of the commitment to serving communities and celebrating culture, McDonald's is celebrating major cultural events such as the Lunar New Year, Asian Pacific American Heritage Month, the Mid-Autumn Festival, and Diwali. To celebrate the new year of the rabbit, McDonald's has partnered with Karen X. Chang, a virtual content creator who is known for her innovative creative designs, according to an official release. The company behind those famous French fries and Big Macs aims to connect with its consumers through an immersive metaverse experience and cool augmented reality filter. Yeah, I think it's really cool when companies do little things like this. I don't know. I am a fan of the technology, of course. That could also impact it. You guys might be completely impartial to it. Let me know what you think about all the things we talked about in today's video down below. And if you liked the video, of course, please do leave a like. It helps the channel out a lot and it costs you nothing. And if you disliked it, I guess this button works too. But let me know why down in the comment section below. Thank you so much to the Patreon supporting this channel. You guys help me out a ton, paying my bills, paying my subscriptions, and helping me make these videos better. If you guys are not yet part of the community, check out our Discord and check out our Reddit down below, where I want to see you posting your spice memes. And as usual, if you want to be notified about your content coming up on the channel, make sure to smack that subscribe button with your forehead, ding my bell, and see you again in the next video. Peace.